Ms. Hertingru.
Question 6, please.
Mr. Speaker, the recent outbreaks of COVID-19 cases in China has prompted movement controls to be imposed in various Chinese cities, including Shanghai. As a major supplier of many goods to the world, the reduction in economic activity in China will inevitably lead to some supply chain disruptions, particularly delays in the fulfillment of manufacturing orders and shipping time. However, cargo is still able to leave from Shanghai port and, where necessary, is being redirected to other ports in China or other transport mode, such as air. Industries in Singapore will feel the impact of the supply chain disruptions to varying degrees, depending on their dependence on imported supplies from China and their contingency planning. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, many companies have strengthened their BCP, Business Continuity Plan, and supply chain resilience plans, which include holding more inventory buffers and diversifying their supplier sources to mitigate the impact of supply disruptions. Our key imports from China include electronics, machinery, and metals. These are primarily intermediate goods that's required by companies in the manufacturing and construction sectors. Based on the feedback from companies in these sectors, we understand that most of them have been able to cope with the delays in shipments from China thus far. We also do not expect the lockdowns in the Shanghai port to significantly affect Singapore's supplies of essential food and healthcare items, as our reliance on China is relatively low and the cities where we import most of our food supplies are not classified as high-risk ones for now. The government will continue to adopt a multi-pronged approach of import diversification, local production, and stockpiling, which will help to minimize supply shocks. Nonetheless, as the lockdowns in China have further strained global supply chains, which are already under stress due to the Russia-Ukraine conflict, they are likely to exacerbate global inflationary pressures in the near term. How the effects play out over the longer term will depend on the scale and the extent of the lockdowns and their impact on China's economy. The government recognizes that rising cost pressures and higher frequency of supply disruptions have affected businesses. To cope with these challenges, some businesses have had to hold higher inventory buffers, which will require more working capital. To support companies with their cash flow needs, we had announced at Budget 2022 an extension of TBL, Temporary Bridging Loan Program, and the Enhanced Trade Loan Scheme up to 30th September 2022. In addition, the 3 rounds of tightening of Singapore's monetary policy over the past 6 months should also help moderate the pass-through effects of external inflationary pressures. Furthermore, the government has announced more assistance for lower-income households to cope with higher prices. As the Minister for Finance mentioned in his ministerial statement just last month, on the 4th of April in Parliament, the SSO, the Social Service Officers, will provide a minimal duration of 6 months support for all new ComCare short to medium-term assistance SMTA clients who apply between April and September this year. Households who are already on ComCare SMTA can also have their assistance extended for at least another 3 months if they require further help. The SSOs will continue to exercise flexibility to provide those in need with financial assistance and support. This includes providing ComCare recipients with more cash assistance during this period to cope with inflationary pressure. We will certainly continue to monitor the situation closely.